Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. Why there is a moment of silence before starting satsang? You hear? Not much. You see, the life is a flow of hopping from one activity to another, from one thought to another, from one experience to another. So, even though in between thoughts, experiences, we don't see because we are used to hop, so there is a kind of illusory continuity. In fact, there is a gap where there is nothing. And in life, one is not used to see that it exists even. So to give space to that gap means to start to regress to one's source. One doesn't jump immediately after another thought, but he gives up to acknowledge this so-called no mind, this silence. So like that, one gets used to give up. The importance to give up what swallows us all the time. The importance to give up to be somehow naked, even though it is temporary. Those are also temporary experiences, because it still there is an experiencer. But that experiencer, that seeker, loves it because it doesn't feed an illusory existence. He has a stop. And then he may hear himself waking up. Oh, but who is aware of this silence? So that is the direction of realization. Unless, and that is the best wish, you are struck once for all by, you are that already now, you have not to search for it. All the rest is of unreal nature, coming and going on changing. It's called the mind. That is the sermon of today. It's Sunday after all. We are more in numbers on Sundays, I see. So, yeah. Yeah. Samsara! Who wants chai?
Chai.
You too? Okay. Cool. You can have it on this. Ah, yeah.
You have enough?
No, not one.
Now I heard a little detail which,
That will be hard to hear. Yeah.
a little detail which I was not hearing probably before. Maybe it is important.
Yeah. A detail? You heard? No. Or somebody wants to repeat? A strong voice. You don't have a strong voice, Kashyapa? Then you. Jalo, you do.
I try to speak loud.
Yeah.
She's trying to speak louder.
Okay.
Is it really about this moment about not paying attention to no mind?
It's about the moment not paying attention to no mind.
Is it?
Is it?
Is it important?
Not to pay attention?
Attention to the no mind moment.
Is it important to pay attention to no mind?
Where are you when you don't pay attention?
In no mind.
So you still pay attention to no mind.
Maybe this is it. Yes.
When you pay attention to something, it means you land on something.
Yes.
You identify for a while with an experience. Let it be no mind. That's what I tried to say in the beginning. But I also give the importance to that because if you can have moments of no mind, it means you are able to give up. And when you give up, I is simplified. I has less dresses. So, who am I then? Who am I then? And then you may answer like that. Oh, I am in silence or in no mind. So still a dress. But you see, you have to be aware yourself about that when it happens.
I have to be aware, or I have not to
No,
pay
one
attention.
has to wake up by himself to his own experience because you think it's perfect to be there and suddenly you see, oh, but I know what I'm living. So it means there is a subject. And what I am living, let it be abstract and let it be not looking a concrete object, but it is objective. So will you continue to stay there when you know it's not about being somebody, an experiencer? Because realization is to shake up, wake up, no, and to shake the idea I am somebody. Actually, I has never been somebody. They are only dresses that we believe in. It's a belief. So tell me, hearing this, where are you? What is presented to you?
A confused eye.
A confused eye? Okay. Eye is confused. You see, you will play with that, even not wanting it, but I will play with moments of silence, moments of confusion, moments of agitation, moments of ecstasy, moments of this and that. This is how I is maintained. And I say nothing is wrong with I, but I means here somebody. This body, this mind, this personality is when he confuses himself with I am sitting, I'm standing, I feel sad, I feel happy, I feel confused, I feel clear. It's all about feelings or ideas. So we pass our life trying to describe what I feel or what I think or what I experience, of course, what I sense. So it's a bandage because it gives misery. Everybody here, I think, knows what means suffering, what means to be beaten by samsara, by these changes that we take for real. And we will take it for real as long as I is felt or is believed as real. I, this I which is identified. That's why it's so important to wake up to the fact that what sustains all this changes, all this time and space, where I place myself, what sustains all this, that's my real nature. That's what is. And the rest comes, it's an expression. It's an expression.
It is. I am confused because I have no doubt about it. What you said.
Yeah.
And in the same time, I see like the I will never.
She's confused. And she has no doubt about it.
She has no doubt about what I say,
Yes.
but she's confused. Why?
And I now I see that I will remain confused. I will remain arrogant.
Yeah.
She will remain confused and she will remain
No,
arrogant.
you just, not she. You say I, as
I.
she says. You have not to interpret
sorry.
it. Okay. Why you say so?
Maybe I have this idea that I will become more wise, more beautiful, more...
You are already enough beautiful. Yes, but you see yourself maybe because I believe. It's exactly because of that. Mm-hmm. You want this I that I see, means this I as somebody to be more wise and to be more beautiful
Not
and to be
enlightened.
light. Huh?
Not enlightened. I know that I will be not...
Yeah, but your description means enlightenment.
a little bit...
Yeah, you are a bit more humble, so there are levels of enlightenment, but it's still you mean that. You mean that. Or you want to remain as a person. You know, in each village, at least in ancient times, and it still happens, there is a wise. But people confuse this wisdom of the life for liberation, which can be also expressed as wisdom. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be wise as somebody, you can go and see those people. They're quite wise.
No, I don't want. No.
So, I mean to say, it's a belief that with realization, the person which appears, which was there before and which will continue till it dies, will, as a consequence, be more wise and more enlightened and more beautiful and all that. You know that already you are the self. And the expression is already what the self likes, that you show up this way, like everything else shows up this way. The arrogance is to want or to think we have to transform the expression. It's already the self, perfectly, as it is. So drop your belief. It troubles you, that belief. It makes you confused.
I know, yes.
So you like it so much?
No, I don't like...
Okay. You don't like it?
I don't like it.
So don't pick it up. It's an old concept coming from your past, that you form that concept. It has nothing to do with what is and what you hear today. No. Don't pick it. That's how, what I mean by one binds himself with concepts. And you know, liberation in the mind suggests a concept. So often one prefers to keep his concept than what it is. Yes. So be vigilant about that. Ah, you are much more beautiful.
Last time I was here.
Yeah, it was ages back, huh?
Yes, it was ages back. You're right.
Hi.
You told me in the things you told me, one of the things was that there is something that will unfold by itself, but I cannot have control, like the grace, or because I wanted to go beyond the person, and you told me that at this moment you cannot do anything, It will have to happen. I don't remember exactly the words, but I know what I felt and what was realized. But at the same time, and this is why I had to come here today, there is this message, inner message, is urgency, a very strong urgency. There is no time. You cannot lose even 1 minute, 1 second. Now you have to do it. No, don't lose any time. So the confusion is who, if grace and wherever we call it has to unfold by itself, where it comes this urgency, like come, go, be with Ganga, be with Muji, be there, do it. There is no time. Time is very short. It's
to the seeker, the time is very short. So be burned by this desire for freedom, but you don't need to think you are a seeker. The grace, as you want to call the self, unfolds just now when you don't pick up this thought of someone, of the seeker. Do you want to remain a seeker, or do you want to realize yourself?
The seeker doesn't matter.
Okay,
anymore.
so keep quiet, don't pick up a thought. Every time you pick up a thought, you create the seeker. With no exceptions.
Ganga,
Yes.
when you refer to I, like that undressed I, without mind, and that kind of perfect state, how I don't know how I can describe. Do you refer to the soul? Because you never use this word.
I don't use the word, what to express.
I was asking if she refers to the soul when she refers to that undressed I, because she never uses, I just
sure.
arrived yesterday, but like...
I agree that it's not in my language because it was more in the religious language, but I don't mind to use it about the sense of I. The sense of I, because it's not concrete also when you have a sense of I. Now, generally, before speaking of soul, one speaks of his body and mind. It's only when he starts to search something else than what the world search. And there is a thirst of the soul, you can say that. The thirst of, you don't know what's the soul, but something else. So follow that thirst. Give fire to that thirst of the soul, because you see, you call it soul because you still feel a separation from something you don't know. And you start to know what it is when you come to satsang, because you separated yourself as a creature, a soul, and in fact, in reality, this is an illusory step. You are always the divine, you are always yourself. And here there is no soul. One speaks of soul when there is a separation, a lacking of something. So if there is any reality to the soul, if it speaks to you, let it go back to its source and not anywhere else. It is what you really are. This is the very, very background of what you are, and the thought of soul comes after. But it has been fed by the world, so one believes it's real. It's not. What is it? What is this I you see? I express more as I because the entire world uses it. I wake up, I dream, I sleep, I am this, I am that. That is the soul. So, I don't know what I wanted to say. What is this I you see? That in spite of all the changes of the body, of the mind, it changes all the time, doubts, convictions and whatnot, understandings. And I is there. So to realize what it is, you just stay as I, you don't glue, you don't hook at any passing event, experience, sense, thought, understanding, ideal, concept. Just for a moment will be enough to know that's the direction. Tell me something.
Burn everything that is left. Burn everything that is left.
Says the seeker. I thought you were yourself. Why do you have this idea that there is anything wrong? To burn what? Do you believe in purification and then you will be realized?
For thousands of years that was the...
No, but you are here now.
I know.
If you carry your evolution, good luck. That's the past. Satsang is because there is a satsang, you hear only satsang when you are at least, even if it is with the body-mind, but you are at least hearing what's going on, let it be through words or silence. There is no evolution here. There is no incarnation here. So, love it. And don't go into a passing thought which tells, I want to burn everything. It's just a thought.
One more.
One more, and there will be infinitely more. If you give a chance to one, there is a endless train of many. It multiplies.
Is it possible to stay constantly in that thoughtless state, a feelingless state?
Is it possible to stay constantly in that thoughtless state
Feelingless.
and feelingless? You see, if you put it in time, it's not possible. You have to see by yourself that the time takes shape of an experience and an experiencer, of the mind, the thoughts, all what I named, which is not. So, what you sense now, it's not into time, but you allow the doubt of the mind, means a passing thought, to doubt about it. So it is put in time. You see, that's why I insist, whenever there is an experience happening to you, even let it be a beautiful one, let it happen, enjoy, but let it go also. Just so that you are aware that there is something always aware of what's going on. And it's what you are. Regardless of time, timelessness, all that doesn't apply here. It's the doubt which makes search an impossible ideal, for an impossible ideal. If you want to be convinced, just see in the history and maybe nowadays, those who expresses that, if you observe, you can observe only a body and a mind, and then you will be convinced that they don't live that all the time in the time. Then what? It blows away your concept, or you live because you prefer to follow your ideal, or you start to understand what the mind makes out of anything. The mind fools all the time. The mind has always some fantastic arguments to doubt what is with yourself. So one at some point sees, I shall never listen to my mind anymore. What a wisdom. But surely, paradoxically, I encourage that you tell your doubts or your questions, whatever, not to keep them in some corner, till it becomes an evidence that it is not by going in the mind that I will realize myself. It is by not going in the mind that that the self reveals itself. Yeah.
this expression that you told that time is an illusion, it's more and more scandalous for me.
Yeah.
This week it goes in me.
It's scandalous for the body and the mind, because for the body and the mind it's real. They are objects. You see? If I say, what did I say? It's not, what did I say? What did you say?
Me?
Yeah, what did you say that I said?
Time is illusion.
Time is an illusion, yes. I address yourself so that it awakens. I don't address that to this person. This person has time. It is made out of time and space. So don't try to apply to this body, oh, this is an illusion, but this is not, of course. Or, no. First realize yourself, and then let me see which language you have. Maybe curiously you will say similar.
This I didn't catch.
Because you don't realize yourself. Realize yourself. What are you waiting for? What is the impediment?
Maybe I want to understand something new, something.
Where do you go when you want to understand? In the mind. In time. Then realization will be for maybe not even tomorrow, it will be for some time. When I am old, when I finish my desires, which never happens anyway.
I don't know where to search my barriers, where they are. I don't know. I cannot see.
You go in your mind. This is the barrier. Where? You don't even know where. Whatever was not there before appears, and you look at it, it is the barrier, it is the mind. You don't need to know why and the where, the what and all that. Whatever is presented to you, let it be as an experience, let it be as a feeling, as a sense, as an understanding, as a non-understanding, as a doubt, as a conceptualized ideal, I don't know what to say more. Maybe you have more ideas, I would be very happy to hear. It is not it, it's the mind. You speak of the mind and you still love enough the mind to look at what he will say, what new idea or understanding or depth I will catch and feel. I'm very interested. But because of that you are bound. So that's why the desire for freedom has to be tremendous. Because the attachments and the beliefs are tremendous. They have been fed for how many years of evolution? You look at the Google. Many years. I want to be freed from all that. It's my right. My master said, my birthright. This time I do.
Yes, some fears are coming.
fears. Whom do you think? What is tricking you with fears? Tell me. Fears for what? You don't even jump into the unknown. You are already the unknown. Là. So to fear what? Yeah, but you have to demystify, you see, those things. That's what I say. Spot the mind. Spot it. Because if you don't have fear, then suddenly you have a beautiful state and then you are happy. But then you are tricked by your mind. Spot the mind. Let it be fear, let it be fantastic, let it be this or that. You spot it. If you spot it, it becomes an object. Who am I? You have to be fiery. Oh. You're young. You are what? You sell your soul to what? You are young. It's better, young. Welcome to Satsang. Come, come. 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 Come, come. Voila. You can come here. Look at this, please. Voila. No. Là, oups, oh. Ah, you see? Yeah. They are nearly married already. Okay. Welcome to Satsang. This is to breathe. Yeah? I will just say today that happiness is there when one is freed from anything. Happiness is your real nature, and it is a wrong translation to think it comes and goes. Because if you say, oh, my happiness is gone, you speak, you refer to an object which comes and goes. Every object, every experience felt in the mind, in the heart, in the body, they go on changing. And that may give some suffering, deep suffering. But if you know this, how can you know this? How can you see that after all, I am always myself, regardless of this growing body, this changing mind? I am always myself. So, if it strikes you, give a second, just a moment, just now, and wherever you like. You close your eyes, you give a moment to just be without anything. You don't care about your body, don't care about what your mind thinks, don't care about your emotions, they are perfect as they appear, but don't look at them just now. this is the way, this is the direction to your real self, which is one for every beings. Body minds are many. Your own self that you are, which is always there, is one.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Là. Il est chaud. Milo. Et voilà.
Ganga,
Yes.
I'm very busy with the opportunity that I missed.
Yeah.
No. Because
I'm very busy with the opportunity that I missed.
I don't know how to. So I don't know when I didn't spot the mind, or I cannot. I don't know what I did actually.
Acha. So maybe you didn't miss? But you see how you listen to your mind. You are busy.
Yeah.
Ah, you listen to your mind.
Yes.
Yeah, like that. actually never misses itself. You see, you are always a self. But if you believe in your mind, and if you make a moment where you were not hooked at your mind, but when a thought comes back, and for some reason you have not yet seen that it's unreal, that it is not worth to go there, it's because that made you search for ages. You will not go there. And if you do, you miss it in a way. You miss it because then you are back in the mind. And the result is complicated now because you are worried with your mind. When you hear, the moment you don't listen to your mind, you don't listen to this preoccupation, where are you? So it's up to you.
So then these thoughts to be worried, be worried about,
Yeah.
that I will again unaware that a thought is coming, or that I am with the thought.
You were unaware, yeah.
I think I was.
You were aware.
No, I was not.
Yeah, yeah.
I was not. I
Yeah.
was not.
Yeah.
So even the worry about it is just a thought, and then
Yes, of course. That's how we have been searching for ages. That's how even those, let's say, were the glimpse, were this moment where the guide often say, be vigilant. This is it. Be vigilant. It means don't be swept away by the next thought. If you can hear this, you will not be swept away by the next thought. And then if you are swept, he has to say, you missed it. Do you understand?
yes.
Okay. The radicality, it is not that I am radically established in myself. You always have been. It's to be radical with the mind. I am not going to listen, and especially, let's say, in the beginning, I am not going to be curious to what the mind presents me. It's too risky. It's too risky. But the proof is that many may know what they are, and yet at some point, even if it has after years, they say, I lost it. Why? They suddenly believe their mind. Huh? Why? Because generally, one, in the processes of disappearance, is so happy to finally win enlightenment that it makes something out of it. Oh, I can teach now. Yahoo! Oh, I can leave my family and go in a cave, I don't care. And so on, you know, it's a full movie about that. What? Tell.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what I don't understand. Okay, so
Yeah.
what I want to do is I want to prepare myself, or I want
You will not be prepared. It's when you are not prepared, you are taken by surprise. You just wake up. Can you prepare? You dreaming. I'm preparing to wake up. No, it doesn't exist. You just wake up. Okay? Because with this idea of preparation, you just miss it again. Yeah, it's just to show you how one binds himself with attached ideas, dear ideas. It's extraordinary. But it's like this. But then you have to hear, huh? You have to hear. Doesn't matter. You will hear better next. Or convince me. Realization already happened. You are that. So what's the big change? What is the big difference between the one who searches and the one who doesn't? It's because one listens to his mind as real. It doesn't mean that the mind will disappear. As long as you are, this is alive, the mind will appear. It doesn't mean you have to be bound by it. This is the only thing. And as you cannot objectify what it is, you will never know in the mind what it is. Big relief. But you know very well at the same time. So it cannot be a knowledge with the mind. It's too paradoxal. Mind cannot take it.
This is why it's still a question for the seeker, because
Yeah.
I am that. I'm already that. That
Yes.
means I, as an awareness, reveals itself on the same way, whether I go with the mind or not, I don't go
Yeah,
with the mind.
yeah.
I listen to the mind or not listen to
Yeah.
the mind. That's totally the same way,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. And from where the question came? From awareness? From somebody? Why do you listen to somebody? The somebody tries to figure out what is this awareness, how it will work. Quit. Let me ask you, I don't know, what is your name?
Surya.
Surya, yes, Surya. You came here with one preoccupation. You are fulfilled or not? Will you ask somewhere else the same question or not?
What is seen now is that the one which came with the preoccupation, it's clearly seen as an object. So no need to ask the question again.
Very good. Now you keep quiet where you are left. You are well. I don't know your names. You are new to me, huh? Yes? You want to ask something? No? You understand the language? Okay. Oh, okay. So, and you?
Why is it so hard for us to just let or stop controlling the mind, or let the mind control everything?
Listen, it's a bad habit. It's a bad habit. We have been believing so much in it, you see. So much. So it may take some time to not to believe in this habit. But try again and again. You will win it. You will be freed from this so-called tyranny. It's a tyranny. Everyone feels it. Very good. And how do you do that? What do you do for that?
Just keep trying.
But how do you try? Just to see what you do.
First, I'm trying to realize myself as the being, as the whole, like, creative, as the mind as well, and kind of understand the meaning, how or why am I.
Oh, that's a long way. You will need a long way. I have shortcuts. Okay, doesn't matter. Go and search.
Ganga,
Yes?
in this keeping quiet, there is no possibility to, asking or telling anything. But in the same time, what you tell in the French table, it's knowing this is not it. It's not realization, because the realization only in the mind. So, you don't understand.
Continue, we'll see.
Okay. So this point, asking or not asking the question, so it's going with the mind or not going with the mind, there is a point to choose.
Yes, there is a point to choose, yeah.
But in the same time, this who is
the
who is
chooser.
there? Yeah, the chooser. Yeah.
Good.
So after this, just keeping quiet. Not go there. Because I ask who is this?
And what happens then? When you ask?
Nothing.
But that you land on nothing?
Nothing happens. It's happening, of course. Not going with the mind. So it's not.
So what happens when you ask, who am I? What happens?
I'm just not going there
Where do you
And-
go? Where,
with the mind. The
so you
question
don't
is
ask
just
who am
go.
I?
Sorry?
You don't ask who am I?
I ask who am I.
But I want to see. Show me if you ask who am I. So you just stay there. You cannot do otherwise. Try to let this be objective. It's impossible. When I say keep quiet, huh? Okay. What else then? And you can still walk and be busy and laugh and whatever. It's always there. Whatever is done with you do or whatever, think. So, you're in deep meditation. Huh?
Just looking.
Looking? Looking where?
Not going with the thoughts.
Not going with the thoughts.
Watching the mind.
Okay, okay.
For me, it's difficult when I interact with people. Then I go.
You are washed away with the thoughts. Because it is the same I, you see. I don't look to the thoughts and I am washed away. I is there, I as the one I see, the one you think you are, even though you would like not to think so. So what to do with this one?
I would like to wash away.
Yes. Yes.
Solve our trouble.
It troubles, yeah. That's why one searches. One searches peace, you see. Finally, some joy, some real peace. Yes.
Is it possible?
Of course. You are that already. But for some reason, you are hypnotized by your mind. You can wake up at once. Because after all, we speak of an object, of somebody. Now we are exactly objectifying this person. No? So, from where can you objectify this person? What could it be? You keep quite there. And whenever this person passes, you know this is the mind. You may still do things and be identified and not. You know this is the mind. Yes. And don't make it an object of meditation. You are always that.